We need to remember that a few weeks before, former Philippine Coast Guard Commander Admiral Artemo Abu told lawmakers that the Philippine Coast Guard needed at least 15 large-sized MRV vessels, while the Philippine Coast Guard's modernization procurement plan published in 2020 called for 10 multi-response vessels. So far, the Philippine Coast Guard has relied on grants and development assistance from other countries, which requires 10 MRV vessels, which is a slow process to increase the capacity of the Philippine Coast Guard. Despite a rapid increase in the number of laborers over the last few years, the government had to start using its own money to build new ships. The Philippine Coast Guard underwent a leadership change on October 19, 2023, with outgoing Commander Admiral Artemo Abu replaced by new Commander Vice Admiral Ronnie Gil Gav. At the same time, Vaden Gav confirmed that an agreement between Japan and the Philippines was being finalized to allow the grant the construction and delivery of 5 ships, new major multi-response for the Philippine Coast Guard. The Philippine Coast Guard, PCG, plans to purchase 5 additional 97-meter offshore patrol vessels from Japan to increase its presence in the West Philippine Sea. The new chief of the Philippine Coast Guard announced on the 19th that the Philippine Coast Guard is expected to receive an additional 5 large patrol vessels from Japan. The new multi-role response vessel, MRRV, has a maximum speed of 24 knots and an endurance of 4,000 nautical miles. The acquisition of these new ships is a breakthrough in the government's efforts to modernize and improve maritime safety and protection of the country's borders. Japan has given us the opportunity to expand our fleet. We will acquire 5 more ships, although he said that a formal agreement between Japan and the Philippines regarding additional grants cannot be reached by the end of this year, and the preparation period may take a long time. He emphasized that procedures are underway and there are no problems at this time. The PCG currently prefers local shipbuilders, even if using proven foreign designs. This would allow faster acquisition of ships and give local shipbuilders a chance in the government's shipbuilding program. A few months ago, we discussed the Philippine Coast Guard's desire for a multi-response role additional V, specifically the Teresa Magbanua class from Japan. This desire is now confirmed, as the head of this maritime law enforcement agency now reports that they will now prepare 5 additional multi-role responses. Japan has given us the opportunity to expand our fleet. We will acquire 5 more ships, although he said that a formal agreement between Japan and the Philippines regarding additional grants cannot be reached by the end of this year, and the preparation period may take a long time. He emphasized that procedures are underway and there are no problems at this time. This is the latest in the series of modernization efforts surrounding the Philippine Coast Guard's fleet composition since the addition of the newly gained vessels like the said 97-meter multi-role vessels that currently came with 2 units. 10 44-meter Parola class vessels that also came from Japan as the Teresa Magbanua class, and the BRP Gabriela Salang, OPV 8301, from France's OCEA. The PCG commandant continued his explanation that by having additional Teresa Magbanua class multi-role response vessels in the Philippine Coast Guard, the Maritime Law Enforcement Agency may now have more vessels at its disposal that can conduct maritime domain awareness operations through constant patrol of the country's territorial and EEZ waters, rescue operations, and other functions that promotes the country's economic growth and development through maritime security. Having additional Teresa Magbanua class MRRVs in the Philippine Coast Guard, to take notes, may increase not only the presence of these ships in contested waters like the West Philippine Sea, as it augments the smaller Parola class MRRVs, but also has the capability of long endurance and loitering time in offshore waters, which is ideal in countering ongoing Chinese Coast Guard aggression in the area.